7 minutes. Okay. Um, 7 minutes of just silence. 7 minutes of time that has gone by. 7 minutes, 1 minute each, probably to represent the number of months or weeks, maybe even years you guys wanted to keep up with this bullshit for as long as possible. Because as you guys have kids, your kids are going to become adults, and you already are Nazis yourselves, behaving like Nazis, and you're growing. You're raising children like the Nazis that you are. So you're probably thinking, 7 more years, they should be able to, pick up on some things by now. We should know enough about Shalice in order for us to keep doing this again to somebody else. The name of this video is called Bingo because I wanted to earlier, and I took a screenshot of this. Took a screenshot of this the other day, maybe even 2 days ago. It was either yesterday or the other day, or 2 days ago. Anyway, it's weird for somebody to try to taunt themselves around in the background, no less. Somebody who obviously doesn't have the balls to say shit to my face, but calls himself like a boss figure or the boss of me, or even a mother figure. When if at any time, and I have it on video from I think by 2019. I have a video where I was speaking to somebody. Well, I was telling about the aftermath of me speaking to somebody. I was just like, yo, do we have a problem? And they were saying no, but I was like, I just trust my own intuition. So December 26, 2020. Yeah, December 26, 2020. I have a video in which I spoke with somebody who seemed to be very passive aggressive or have the underlying sense of hater energy. Basically, somebody who, seems like, they have something on their chest and they need to get it off. So I was just like, hey, we need to have a talk. So let's FaceTime. We FaceTime, I did a formal greeting. They did a greeting back. We chatted, wanted to know about their day and things like that. So we got to it. And then, that's when I landed with the question. I was just like, is there anything, going on? Do you have any problems with me? Do you have any issues with me? Anything like that? And they were just like, no. I'm like, oh. And that's the energy that you maintain, where it actually seems like, you really don't like me, but to my back, but in my face, you're over here smiling and fronting and things like that. Or maybe there have been some times when, only a few, less than a handful, where you will step out of line and go a little too far when you're over here playing around. And then, and kind of if you're just trying to shoot the shits with a friend, of course, if you have a mouth and you're talented and, you're going to say something right back, right? So if a friend is over here trying to talk some shit with you and trying to joke on you with my mouth, I'm going to say something right the fuck back. And so all the time, it would just definitely shut that person up because I'm just like, okay, I'm not with the shits. But I'm with it if if that's how you roll. So it's weird for somebody who literally pretends they don't have a problem with me to say things behind my back. So how are you being an instructor? You are exactly what people see you as, which is, a disruptor. You are a hater. You're not my boss. You're not the boss of me. You have to do shit in the background. You have to lie. You have to try to sabotage. You have to throw obstacles and roadblocks behind my back in order for you to be the person who you pretend to be or who you think you are when you're really not. You're not the person you're not the person who you want to be. You're the person who you pretend to be. And you pretend to be somebody who's supposed to be my superior, but you're not. You have to lie about that too. Oh yeah, we work together, and no. We don't work together. I have a fucking no contact order. Well, I'm pursuing a no contact order against you. And also, because the government is very duplicitous, they're doing things in order to delay. Because the punk ass bitches that they are, Trenton, New Jersey is really doing the fucking most. So for like my own receipts, I'm over here wanting to get this mediation over with so I can take you to court and get this filed. And I mentioned this before that a lot of Black people, a lot of them are really fucking toxic and they want to maintain it's this abuse has been going on for over a decade, nearly 2 decades, if not 2 decades. And it's filled the pockets and the emotional benefit of other people. So let's just put this down so that way I can show people. I'm just like, okay, so good evening. I've been court assigned to mediation. May I ask how long the process takes to be scheduled for my first meeting? And it says to Trenton, New Jersey courts at Trenton.org. That was August 17th. And then they were like, oh, I forwarded your email to the court administrator who handles this, and you will be contacted next week in regards to this, respectfully. That was August 18th, which was last week. Then yesterday, because, it was the middle of the week, Wednesday. So I was like, good afternoon. May I have the email contact information for the court administrator, please? I haven't heard anything back and would like to follow up with them tomorrow, which is today. Trenton being what they are, and the government being what they are, they were just like, she is on vacation. She should be back early next week. Should be back early next week. I would imagine that next week this person will probably be on vacation. The person who I reached out to, because I did ask for the email contact information. I didn't say what is her status. I asked for her email contact information. So do you see this? Do you see this? That is a delaying tactic. When people are saying that I keep repeating something, or that what was it? I keep repeating something, or hold on. They said it's stupid to repeat yourself or tell people what they are doing. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not stupid. Because I never want you to feel. They said if you're silent about your pain, then they'll say that you enjoy it. And that's Zora Neale Hurston. Basically, if you keep going along with something and you're silent about it, then they're just going to keep on doing it. Now, on the other aspect, if you keep saying it and obviously, they feel like they have too much power or too much control in their hands, then they're going to keep doing it regardless. And they're just going to try to wait for something to happen for it to push more into their favor. But it's just like, there's two things to that. I can't answer that with just one question. With one answer, because there's two statements that are made. They say it's stupid to repeat yourself. Not necessarily. It's not stupid to repeat yourself. Sorry. That was really good. The dust got my throat, but it's not stupid to repeat myself. That's really good. I take it like this. I know what to say. I'm just. Okay. It's not stupid to repeat myself because we're using it. Well, basically, the person who reiterated that just wants me to be quiet. They want me to be silent. Obviously, because I'm calling them out and I'm exposing things. And it's really gross. It is like a beacon. It's like a SOS. Obviously, and if nobody wants to help, then that means that no one out there has either heard my message, no one that the message is going, no one that the message is going to or going for, no one who resonates with what I'm going through and that actually is genuinely about humanity. They're not getting that message. That doesn't mean that people haven't experienced an inf of what I'm going through in order for them to sympathize or empathize. I'm not saying that. Those are users. Those users actually like seeing me go through this because it gives them some type of emotional fulfillment or emotional boost or something like that. Some shit where they're using me in some type of like connection. Like they're not helping me. In fact, they'll use an excuse where like, well, we need you to help yourself. But you know that I'm being sabotaged, and you know that actual change starts with a group, but you rather have me work by myself. So like let's cut through the bullshit and see it for what it is. The SOS is, it's like it's, I don't know, like you imagine, like, you ever seen a scene where somebody's actually like crying in the street or like being harmed or something like that? If someone was getting kidnapped, mugged, or raped out there, and you hear people, and you would know what it's like to be at a disadvantage, or you as a child yourself probably had a beating or something like that, and you wanted like a relative or something like that to kind of intervene because hey, maybe that parent or whatever like that's kind of like giving you like an ass whooping just a little bit too hard. But people just be silent or just like look away. They close the curtains, they turn off the lights, they probably will peer, but they won't help you. Like those are users. Those are users, and those are people that are afraid. They'll probably want to look at what's going on. They'll want to those people are, either paralyzed by fear, but they'll talk about it the next day and things of that nature, just so that they can get like a little attention and stuff like that. Oh well, I heard it was right outside. I'm like, oh yeah, right at the water cooler or something like that. So those, there are different types, but those are users. Um, Eventually, but there could be the possibility of some passerby happening to come, moments later, 2 minutes, 5 minutes after, you trying to hold these people off for as long as possible. And that person comes in to assist you. I mean, maybe not, save the day, but in order to assist you or distract that person, in order to give you an advantage, in order to subdue them. So when people say that it's stupid to repeat yourself, it is not, because like it's like a beacon when you're calling for an SOS every single day, every single time. SOS, SOS, SOS. You're sending a fucking signal out there in order for something to manifest, in order for something to help you. Like you are doing what you can, and you're doing exactly what your users and abusers are expecting of you. But like, in the meantime, there's hopefully somebody out there who's a passerby who actually will grow a fucking dick or get a fucking backbone. Um, or, pretend, I mean, will stop pretending to actually be about female empowerment and actually be, about sisterhood genuinely. Um, and yeah, because I see those same women fake the funk in order to try to criticize me at the moment when it's actually beneficial for us both, in order for me to get some type of assistance. And then they gaslight me. I showed you the other day about fake ass compassion and things of that nature. And to this day, I shit you not, there are women still making videos to pimp me, play matchmaker to my abusers after I told you guys that I was raped and that these people helped orchestrate it. And my rapist actually has money, the money off of my fucking back. So yeah, for you guys to say exactly, the bullshit that you're saying, as black people, for you guys to say that, like I already know exactly how fucking ugly you guys are. And it does nothing but exude outwardly. Like when the white people are using you for dumb, stupid bitches that you are, a lot of you guys don't care because you have other type of ways in order to distract you with this money, opportunities, and social status. So to criticize me or to make fun of me or to try to say anything that's supposed to be like, provoking or anything of that nature, it doesn't, because I'm considering the source that it's coming from. You're an abuser. Why would I be upset about somebody? Why would I be upset about your words and you're an abuser? You're a user. You are dependent on me. You're nothing. In fact, you're just less than a pawn. I mean, you're more than you're a pawn, but you're also a dependent. You are a crab in a barrel. Pardon me. I remember Jay-Z had said something about crabs are just, crabs are always grabbing each other by the leg only because like the barrel is upright. No, no. Because here you guys have supposedly are trying to flaunt that you are at positions where you are not at a disadvantage like I am. So like you don't have to worry about being surveilled 24/7. You don't have to worry about, people literally doing everything in their power to halt and damage your well-being. You feel me? So the barrel is tipped over, for everybody to fucking crawl out, but no, they rather still hold me back. They actually would rather go up go an opportunity where I'm able to where I've shown on multiple occasions where I'm able to grab people and help them out. These crabs, these black people, will take themselves the opportunity to hold me back for the ones who are still in the back. And then you have the ones who are actually up top crawl over me. And then they'll either push me back along with people who are already ahead of me. So no, the crabs in a barrel, whether upright or on its side, you're still fucking crabs and you're still a fucking toxic ass group of individuals. Well, group of just toxic individuals, made up of toxic individuals. And it's really fucking pathetic. And you show yourselves every fucking day. Like how is it beneficial at any point in time to pretend or foster a kind of image where you are trying to help me, but you are actually doing the complete opposite. And it really shows. It shows. It's public now. The thing is, you've done this for years, so your words really don't really hold any fucking weight. It may confuse people momentarily when you try to say some words to save your ass, but when they go home and they're away from you, they'll have time to ponder and be like, oh no, yeah, these people are full of shit. And no, this is abuse. And that's why you guys have to repeat your words and say everything that it is in order to stay committed and connected to the toxicity. I realize that a lot of the shit that you guys try to hit me with or criticize me with are projections. Really projections. Because it's you guys that have to repeat a lot of the bullshit in order to still stay messy and just a hindrance to another black person's life. Someone who really isn't trying to be in y'all fucking way when it comes to just living. But it's you that's putting yourselves in other people's places and other people's lanes and trying to take other people's lives. It's wild. It's wild and it's so fucking ugly. And because I'm the bread and butter for non-blacks too, of course they're gonna help you. Of course they're gonna try to lick your wounds. Because you guys are in it together. So while you guys are doing the most and pretending like, oh, what I'm saying isn't entertaining enough, or no, we're not gonna listen to this because it's not gonna give us money. No, it's gonna save your life because what you become are Nazis. You really have shown yourself. It's already in the fucking history books, whether it's not written down in fucking ink. But you guys have definitely um dragged down African Americans, especially. Just drag down our fucking image. And you do it every fucking day, and you do it like distastefully in the name of God, in the name of your religion. And it's so fucking see-through. This is why a lot of people really fuck with God, but don't really fuck with Christianity or don't fuck with you guys. Because like it's really all for show. It's really all for show. Because you guys look like you cherry pick. You definitely cherry pick. And you have such a just like an evil spirit about you guys. What was the second part? Tell people what they're doing. Yeah, it's another projection. It's like don't tell people what you're doing, what they're doing because that's stupid. No, it's not. It's not stupid. If you keep telling people what they're doing, eventually like they will in the midst of something that they're doing and that shit happens to them, and then you tell them, okay, so say this. Say, hey, look, you keep cheating on this person, you keep cheating on this person, you keep cheating on this person. You say it quite often, you keep cheating on this person, and they don't give a fuck. But then eventually, like, you don't realize that you're not doing your part in maintaining the relationship, that eventually that counterpart cheats back on you. And then you're like, oh, wow, fuck, what was me? And then somebody's like, well, you cheated on that person. You cheated on that person. And then you're just like, well, fuck, man. So, like, you have nothing to fucking really complain about because you were a cheater and that person was a cheater. But it was just like, you did initiate the situation. And yeah, so that's one of those moments where it's just like, you want me to be quiet again. And you were just using that as a tactic because you're stupid. It was you that fucked up by starting something with me, by initiating this shit with me. So now you're stupid because I have reason, I have history, and I have receipts basically to back it up on how you fucked up, why you fucked up, and this is why you shouldn't have fucked up. And these are examples as to where you decided to make, the most wrong decision of your life because you've attracted a lot of people to really show their asses, and the best thing that they can do is use a Bible quote in order to try to save their asses or try to redeem themselves or try to even just try to laugh it off or pretend. But it's really everybody, like, this shit is not erasable. Okay, this shit should really go down in fucking history. A lot of fucking people, a lot of important people, excuse me, a lot of notable people, a lot of people in high positions have really fucked themselves in the ass in regards to, and basic citizens in regards to being very dark, very malicious, and being the worst versions of themselves. And yet they still choose to be. They don't want to lose money and stuff like that, but they didn't have any problem with trying to fuck up my money. They have any problem trying to fuck up my money, and they have any problem trying to like ruin my life. Even to this day, they trying to look for superficial reasons in order to try to like, make me look bad. Like, oh my gosh, she turned away her cat. She yelled at her cat today. If you actually give a fuck about my cat, then why are you over here trying to like break in the house and intimidate them? Why are you poisoning them? I have some expensive ass veterinarian bills. Why are you placing hardships on our owner? You're trying to make all three of us homeless. Actually, that was one of your claims. That was one of your lies. You were saying, "Oh, I'm homeless. I've had this house for damn near shit, almost 20 years, 2021. I've had this house for over a decade. I've had this house for at least 15 years. Okay. This is a house, bitch. This isn't something that I can just get from a pawn shop where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna give this to you, and then all of a sudden, I can't make a payment to take it back. So now it's lost forever. Like, it would be one of those moments. No, this is a house. It's a fucking house. This is mine. Well, I'm the administrator of the state, and then at the end of this year, it'll be up for sale. So, well, it can be up for sale. And I have receipts and I have photos of you taking pictures in this house 10 years ago. Same place. Same fucking place, same fucking doorway. I even had the same fucking lamp downstairs in the basement. Bitch, stop. Yeah, that's wild. So wow. I actually had videos too when I was fixing up this place of the bathrooms and stuff like that. Like, wow, you guys are so fucking stupid. And it's a shame that you had to do this action, this repetitive action over and over again, and be black. Like that's the thing, because my entire resume has been for humanitarian services and speaking for Black people. But you definitely like this is just an embarrassment. This really is an embarrassment. It's so ugly. I mean, you have niggers, niggers, and you have coons, and it's just like like we talk about it as if it was like way back when though, but we still got them. We have modern day slavery, and we have modern day niggers and coons. It's so weird to see during this election here. it's it's not weird because I mentioned this before in several other videos. No, well, several. No, I mentioned this before in another video, like a while ago, about how the government and whatnot like that use my words in order to save their ass. Now, like, tell me this doesn't sound something to the effect of like what I've been referring to. Hold on. Before I get into that, hold on. For a long time, we have professional politicians in the Republican Party who have been running from something. Now is our moment to start running to something, to our vision of what it means to be an American today. That would be, I mean, that is a good line. It's just like, but it's just like, come on, like, what is it to actually be an American today? Because considering that, your whole fucking emblem and crest is supposed to be, freedom and liberty and fighting injustice and, innocence and purity and stuff like that. Like, it's become a fucking running joke now. So this basically kind of gives that kind of, that kind of message where it's just like you guys have been running away from responsibility. You guys have been running away from exactly what America was supposed to represent. You feel me? So instead, what you're doing is having a call to action where it's like, if you elect me, then I can bring America to what it's supposed to really stand for. And it's just crazy, like on how this is a person who, I mean, obviously it's not United States, so we have different types of nationalities representing this country. But it's really a shame that it's somebody who wasn't like hmm, it's not somebody who's looking from the outside in. It's somebody because no one but Native Americans are the true Americans. But it's just like, well, actually, no, not true Americans because they call it something else. But it's just like no one but the Native Americans are like are the OGs. Okay, the Native Americans are the OGs. So when you see people that are of different color, it's it should be like a bigger slap in the face, considering that most of the presidents are white, and I know that they get really offended when they see anybody who's not one of them really tell them about themselves, like, oh my God, how dare you? So this person right here is somebody who is obviously not white. From my eyes, obviously, he's Asian, but it's just like I know they're just like, wait a minute. But it's a call to action. It's a really call to action where it's just like, yo, like you some punk ass bitches. Like honestly, in the White House, this is your fucking job. Get it the fuck together. And that's the message that I've been saying. So this is basically, paraphrasing basically what the message is. But it's just like I'm really annoyed with the government taking it upon themselves to kind of like reiterate my words because they definitely will and they definitely do. Did you? Ugh, I am so gonna get you. But for him, thankfully, it's a man because white women just loves to go ahead and try to like, act like a victim, and white men definitely get into a little hissy fits themselves. But white women, when it's a man, they definitely become like kittenish, because heaven forbid if I speak up or I say something, it's a threat unless I can give them a pass to cornrow their hair or to teach them how to twerk. But if it's a man, they get more leverage because oh, that's potentially their mandingo. So, and if it's a man, then it's their little token brother who can hook them up with some either black women who can twerk or some drugs. Tell them the inside scoop so that way they can go ahead and gaslight, persuade, and manipulate the black population in order to fill their pockets. So, mhm. But me, who's just mind my business and not biased when it comes to like a lot of things, as long as it's like do no harm, do no initial harm, and take no shit, they consider that a threat. Like, oh my god, like we can't buy you because like just seem very very suspect because it's just like ethics and morality is just too expensive. I need you to have a dollar sign to this. Like, oh wow. People gotta make up stories about me, about who it is I'm a person. Where if that was the case, then you guys wouldn't have if that were the case, if I was as evil and or messy, corrupt as you guys lie on me, then I would not have been a threat to for you guys to have done this behind my back per se. You guys would not have tried to like hold out for as long. You guys would have probably put a dollar to it or would have tried to like hold this up against my head and try to threaten me or blackmail me. But you can't. You can't. You have to make up shit in order to do that. You have to lie and try in order to do that. I'm like, I didn't do that. Like, well, lie and say that you did. And I'm like, you had people watch me for such a long time. You know I didn't do that. It's not that easy. They're trying to make it seem like it's easy, but it's not that easy. And they've already showed their ass as being cool, wicked, stupid, really full of themselves and having a God complex. I'm not saying it's not easy for them to kill me, but it's damn sure not easy to fool the entire world and making it seem like I was a threat when the whole fucking time they've been doing everything in order to keep me complacent and try to harm me and do all this other kind of wicked shit to me. Oh, I love it. It's very drying. That's a good drying. Okay. Um. what's next on the list? Because um like I said, a few days ago or another few days, uh another few days, like a few days ago or the other day, I was talking about I had took a screenshot of Simon Says. I was stating that the person pretending to actually be my boss or have govern over me is like is really wild, considering that I have to make moves or I have to do something and this person has to literally follow everything like I do. This person is worse than my fucking cat, where they like mimic me and they want to follow me wherever I go. It's not like, oh, like here, I'm gonna go right, and if you want to go left, then you can go left. No, it's just like if I go right, then you wanna go right. I want to eat something, then you want to have to like speak on it, or you want to have to like, it's obviously it's giving employee that doesn't like their boss, but it's just like I don't employ you. In fact, I don't even want you around me. But you are happening to make it your business to make my life your business. Wow, you're definitely a copycat, insecure, and it's almost like Simon Says, where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna wear this shirt, I'm gonna eat this food, I'm gonna go here, and it's like you're hearing silently in one of your multitude of like imaginations, imaginary rooms, and you're just like, I hear Simon Says. So Simon Says wear the same shirt. Simon Says eat the same food. Simon Says copy this video, but try to make it better, or like try to do this and make it better, or wear this and have people compare or compete with me. It's giving creepy. It's giving creepy. It really is. This is not something that I wanted for black people to do, to waste between black people. Like this is where it gets my goat. Because like there's a lot of things that black people have done and it just really fucks it up universally for us all. With all due respect to all of my friends on the stage, and even the one that's probably looking more, unquestionably, I am the best prepared, the most tested, the most qualified and proven conservative in this race. The best prepared, the most tested. It seems like I am the most tested, considering all the shit that I've been through. The most qualified and proven. It just seems like people are basically practically writing a speech for me in order for me, if I were to ever, ugh, because the whole leader kind of thing, like I'm definitely more of a background kind of person. Like I don't mind having, exhibiting myself in front of people here and there, but it's just like I definitely just kind of more of a chill kind of person. So when people have put me in this position for me to lead them, but then they're over here trying to act like, they want to stay a part of me. So they're pretending to be helpful or useful. So they're over here trying to criticize me and talk about me. It's almost like a coach, but it's also like, hey, look, you fucked up on the health of the person and individual. And even when you're trying to like worry, act concerned about my health, you are exacerbating it. Stalking me, deterring things, like you could say drink more water, but then you were the person who told me to drink water and the water is fucking poison. Like I cannot think on something, or else you're gonna find it your business to call the store, call an employee, text somebody in order for them to go ahead and fuck with something before I purchase it. And try to draw it forward to the shelves so that way I can pick it. Be like, oh well, she buys this often. Why are we adding extra burdens and things like that to me? You do it for entertainment. You do it for entertainment. This has become the government has fucked up immensely because they have no real serious control over its citizens. Like there will need to be something in there that will make somebody really snap. Because I've experienced that. I'm at that point. There is a silent anger where it doesn't need to be shown or cried or anything like that. But it's just like I'm really fucking done. And a lot of people will definitely get their moment because it's like a shark, basically. Like what's coming. Like you see the fucking fin and you know that it's coming. And I don't care about this whole little situations and things of that nature where you guys are trying to intimidate me, things of that nature. It's just like, okay, I'm noting it. I'm really noting it. This other little quote somebody else made was just like, "We led the country out of lockdown. We kept our state free, and so I can tell you this, but I never let the deep state of your parents lock you down. You don't take somebody like so and so and coddle him. You bring so and so in, you sit him down, and you say, so and so, you're fired." And it's just like it's the same kind of behavior that you guys should have had already with my abusers, but you decided not to because you guys like using my words and whatnot like that, my words and my resilience for your own self-serving gain. It's already apparent. You guys already know it. A lot of you guys who are pretending to be like, oh well, this is not important, this, that, here, and the third, is saying it so that way you can try to influence the followers or even just the crowd in the audience to think the same. So you guys have a lot of you, what you do is just that you do a lot of the shit online. So that way you can have bots and just standard people. You'll have a lot of races and you'll purchase bots in order to go ahead and reiterate or regenerate a bunch of replies like yeah, and we'll like it and this, that, here, and the third. Don't get it wrong. You got a lot of black Nazis, white Nazis, non-black Nazis up in the mix when it comes to around the world. But it's just like I'm not I'm not unconvinced that you guys have like bots in order to try to like overthrow other people's words and statements. I mean, shit, if they're over here buying votes, what makes you think that people aren't over here trying to literally influence the favor and well influence the opinion into their favor? If you're literally over here, if you've been caught if the government has been caught to buy votes and rig elections, what makes you think that they're not going to do the same thing online between the citizens? Considering considering on how evil, corrupt, and illegal all this shit is, what makes you think that they're not over here buying bots in order to heighten up like an illusion of their opinion matters more than the other people are just probably saying like, hey, look, this is not right. Maybe you should stop. I mean, nothing has been done yet because they were looking at it as basically it's like a school of fish when they see a predator or a threat. It's something like that that the government does when it comes to being threatened by a I don't know a barracuda, and the barracuda is maybe just one mighty person or one a few people that are or like maybe the overwhelming number of people who are just like stop. Like this shit isn't good. So you buy a whole bunch of bots, school of fish, a whole bunch of bots to just really say like the same thing. Like these people, there's nothing. It's nothing. It's like a costume pretty much. It's nothing. It's really nothing. And I feel that way. I really feel that way. It's just that nobody's doing anything because they're afraid of either the repercussions if they are wrong or if they probably even think about it. Yeah, yeah. Too many people are in fawn mode where they're just like, "Ugh." Don't get it twisted because I've done things in order to show them I fight. And what do you guys do? You guys will have like your little cops there, you know, guns a blazing there in order to try to like intimidate me. And it's just and instead of me thinking like, okay, well maybe going hand to hand in regards to like addressing certain type of disrespectful situations that have happened to me, abusive moments that have happened to me, I think that I need to go another route. One in which where it can definitely address a lot more people quickly. Something that will it's just like I don't want to use those. I don't even want to use that expression because that's just too on the nose. But yeah, it's like a what is that thing where let me use the expression of bringing a knife to a gunfight, where if I have something and then you guys are trying to use something bigger, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess you thought I was just gonna like walk away with to tail behind my legs, and I'm just like, okay, no, I could use something else in regards to, and it can actually affect a lot more people. So, I'll leave it at that for right now. I'll leave it at that for right now. But it's just like I'm at the point where I told you, you've abused me. You already know that you've abused me. This is abuse of power. The fact that there are government officials that took it upon themselves to double down in being the worst versions of themselves and their own fucking oppressors from like way back when, to their own fucking lineage. So it looks really stupid when you try to act victim to anything now. Yeah, yeah. Mm. So, in the sense and the joy of games, the Simon Says thing, I actually have a bingo before or something like this, but I was thinking of doing bingo cards because it's very repetitious about tarot messages. Because it's not about people actually helping me, because I showed you about the fake compassion and things of that nature. So I want to have like a bingo card about a lot of these tarot messages that want to do nothing but be messy. I'm not talking about the ones that are actually helpful. I'm talking about the ones that want to be messy, um, or trying to activate perseverance porn and gaslight me. We're putting those there. Actually, let's do that. Some bingo cards about that shit. Cards for tarot, Christianity. Because you know them Christians are so fucking toxic when it comes to a lot of shit. They really do abuse the word God. So tarot, Christianity, black witches. And there's really nothing wrong with being a tarot reader or a Christian or even a life coach. It's when you use me. You're using me. As a coon, you're using me along with your white counterpart, your white oppressor, who you're, trying to rub elbows with to abuse me. That's what makes it fucked up. You're trying to you're trying to admonish me, criticize me, and things of that nature, and that's a no go. That's really a no go. So I'm telling you for what it is. So tarot, Christianity, and in the midst of this, I am walking the walk. I'm doing what it is that I need to be doing. But you guys obviously are not realizing this, and what was it? Girl in the it's something crazy about people who are always saying things about like, oh, like, repeating the same thing is crazy, and telling people what they're doing is, makes no sense. But, you see things like here and things that you guys have participated in. You guys literally have fucking commercials about asking for help and benefits and charity and shit like that. When charity was the wave. And all of a sudden charity charity, a bunch of charities were coming out of the woodworks. When really a lot of them really don't help. They pocket that money. It's always a scam. Well, no, excuse me, not always a scam, but a lot of them are scams. And it's you like I see right through it. You're trying to silence me. You're trying to silence me because you will be right over here doing the same thing day after day with your your protests and your little posters and things of that nature, obviously for injustices. So what the fuck do you think that, I'm doing? Okay. I see right through you. Meanwhile, you're projecting as you go ahead and try to tell me stop thinking negative thoughts or stop thinking about this, that, here, and the third. And I'm like, no, you're still doing it. You're still doing it. You're still doing those abusive things. It's, how can you heal when you haven't taken a knife out yet? And this is like no laughing matter because I've literally hit a point where it's just like, okay, because I'm a person who definitely loves examples. Definitely a person who loves to just, not only just state things but provide examples. So it's really my time to shine, pretty much, to show you exactly you didn't respect these boundaries, so it definitely seems that I have to go a little bit harder. Where it's like boom, now you see. Like this is like I said, no. You guys were getting so fucking cocky with abusing me. It's just like, and I'm going to, close your ears and pretend like you didn't see anything or you don't believe it or you don't want to take my word for it. But all you got to do is look in the mirror. What are the actions that you want to do? You're treating me inhumanely. You have you have conditioned others and you have been raised in an environment where you decided to treat a woman in a human zoo kind of experiment. And in actually taking the opportunity to expose this injustice, you rather keep quiet about it, be passive aggressive, pretend like, oh, I don't know who you are, or like I don't know what you're talking about, while still being toxic, wicked, and opportunistic and just messy. I'm doing a lot of the things that a lot of people years and decades ago died for. And you guys are over here trying to pretend like, you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's just like right now, this is where you guys are. This is how you guys are in the group chats and everything like that behind my fucking back. And you're black. Not this black, not this person. This is me. And this is you of different races, which you fucking hate. You've just treated me inhumanely for living and for existing. This is you. So no, I don't expect you to understand or I don't expect you to want to change or want to be a different person or anything like that. That's supposed to be the responsibility of the fucking government. Okay, this shit is nothing new. Okay, when there were a lot of people, an overwhelming number of racists out there who wanted to harm another group of people, that should have been the opportunity for the fucking government to go ahead and actually do something before John F. Kennedy or Abraham Lincoln. But it was just like, no, you guys, how many times, like, is it that fucking rare for a president to actually fucking do something? To make a fucking change? To be the change? The real, genuine change, not that whole poster child commercial shit? Because a black president was not really a fucking change. It was showing that anybody can be a fucking puppet. Because he did get on stage in front of a whole bunch of people and lie about the water conditions. He did. It is nothing new. You promote a black person who's supposed to be the poster person for you to either hurl insults at and puppet. It's nothing new. It's really nothing new. From a president to a princess. Oh, okay, so now we have somebody to definitely um, harass and and hurl insults at and things of that nature. It's just it's the messiness, undeserved, unprovoked messiness all around. And some people are just willing to go with it, willing to go for it. And it's the poster child presence of oh, look what we can do. Like, look what can happen if you just be a sellout or be a coon. Whole time, it's a trap. It's a monkey paw situation. You're not really getting anything. You're not. It's like you're not getting anything for nothing, and the nothing actually makes us look worse because you had to be a coon and a sellout in order to get this position, and then still you have to embarrass yourself and do the most in order for you to attain for you to have to attain this. You have to let a white man insult you, copycat off your wife, question your question your question your American status. Then after that, your job asks you to lie in front of everybody, including the people of your own race. And all the while you are over here pandering to not only the blacks and the whites and non-blacks and all that other kind of jazz with entertainment memes and things and that nature. Not to be seen as relatable, but to just, further like distract and and persuade people to either excuse me to because this is an exciting moment, to further distract and persuade the audience in order to not look at what's going on here. So you had this dude really tap dancing for you guys, practically him and his wife, while the government is literally doing this, that, here, and a third. And then because he becomes like a likable image, like I said, poster child, he's over here convincing you to go ahead and do Obamacare and things of that nature. Now, I'm not saying that Obamacare isn't horrible. I'm really not. But there were added stipulations in here that have benefited the Republican Party and other people. So, I'm just, for what it's worth, you guys did it to yourself. There's a whole other conversation I can really get into it. I'm not saying that please do not think that I say Obamacare is like totally shit, because it's not, because it gave an opportunity for some people to really get medical health care. But there were definitely in like silent pivots in there that benefited mostly. It was mostly for the benefit of the government. So again, there were multiple things in there, and there's other things that that president did that was just like very like fucked up. But then you guys decided to hire his homie, his this vice president, and it's still keeping in that loop where you're still having black people kind of seem like things are in power, but again, you're making yourself like your own worst enemy. I love the way it feels to be a hater. And then you're still having like people who are actual haters be okay with being racist, opportunistic, capitalistic, rapists, pedophiles, just criminals, scammers, and all that other kind of shit. And it's like no one is fucking like, I miss the days of songs with the songs of the days when Marvin Gaye, Mercy, Mercy Me, and things of that nature. Like, we are not the generation that, I don't know what happened, but it was just like the generation during the civil rights is obviously not the kind of vibes and whatnot like that as we are today. It pretends to be. And unfortunately, it was these people who raised you motherfuckers that are today that are still being their oppressors. It's cyclical and psycho. There's nothing desirable or impressive that I'm seeing through a lot of you bitches, because I'm very disgusted and I've had my fill of giving you patience and things of that nature. So right now I'm just gonna have my little moments. And I'll let it be that. I'll let it be fucking that. So yeah, we definitely I'm just really playing a lot of things where it's just like bingo. The shit is cyclical. It's weird. And here we are, where you just like saying like, but this had a purpose, and you're really trying to save face and make it seem like it was all worth it, but it really wasn't. The country is still in debt. Things have definitely turned on its head. Citizens are Nazis and their own oppressors. So it's just like, and it's really fucked up. So you're trying to justify like, hey, look, we had to be a sellout. We had to do all this horrible stuff. This wasn't even a moment where, you had to break a few eggs. You went corrupt while immoral and unethical in order to get to this point, and it's still not enough, you guys actually ended up in a fucking deficit. So that was my point. Definitely wanted to play these videos where you guys are trying to make it seem like, because definitely want to make some bingo cards about your tactics. I'm pretty sure you're going to try to use something in which it's to try to vilify me, but it's just, again, it does nothing but work a fucking against you. And again, trying to pimp me off to somebody. And also perseverance porn. Help is on the way. Stay strong. Ugh. There's even one video of a woman who's telling me some shit about it's the ugly truth of people's will and desire and like how badly the government fucked up. Like you have guys have become so bloodlustrous and power hungry and controlling that you guys think that modern slavery and a gladiator culture is okay. And it's not. You found yourself definitely in a fucking hole and it's only getting worse. It's like turning your back to a fire. And you're like, okay, it's gonna be okay. Somehow the fire is gonna hit some baking soda or something. People was really on one when they were trying to tell me that I should be thankful, I should be grateful. I'm like, you guys fucked up. I no, there's nothing to be grateful or thankful of a situation I'm still going through. This is like from the frying pan into the flames. It's really getting worse, and I've had enough. Look at this. A tower is here, but please don't give up. I'm not listening to any of these. I'm really not. Like I save this stuff so I can play it at a later time in front of you guys. But I feel like I should really save that for when I make those bingo cards because again, it's the same old bullshit. It really is the same old bullshit. All right, I'm gonna go. Best thing at this point is to actually just quit with the shit with the main abusers, have them incarcerated, have them in prison, and this done. This abuse and stuff like that. Like the government has nothing but excuses. And I don't want to hear it. I don't want other people to settle for these excuses because the shit has done nothing but just gotten worse.